How's it going, guys? So, good morning and thank you for joining me today. Today is February 22nd, 2021, and today's Monday. So, today is the first episode of 5 for the week, and here we go. How's it going, guys? Thank you for joining me today. Today is February 22nd, 2021. And all right, let's jump into our first topic of the conversation today, and that is Gina Carano believed that she is being bullied by Disney. Okay, you guys, let's get this out of the way. Here is the reality of the situation. Disney, they are one of the biggest media company in the world, if not the biggest. Come on, man. Come on. I'm pretty sure that they have stepped on a lot of toes, that they have done a lot of things that they're not supposed to get to where they're at right now. Do I believe that Gina was being bullied or was bullied by Disney? Maybe, possibly. I'm not going to say 100%, but I am going to say that it's high up there, that the possibility of that happening, it's extremely high. But however, you must think that, like I said just a few seconds ago, Disney, they did not get to where they're at by chance. Okay? These guys in the entertainment business, they are cutthroat. But however, after just saying that, I also believe that Disney has given Gina Carano a lot of opportunity. Even before they let her go, they give her a few multiple warnings of her action to social media, and they went as far as they were about to give her own show. Okay, guys, you know what? Look at this. If a company as big as Disney comes to me and they be like, "Hey, Akrat, I realize that you're vocal, you like to speak your mind, but I think you need to tone it down, you need to slow down a bit, because people are getting offended, and at the end of the day, we don't want this. We don't want you to represent us like this, And you know what I would say? I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? Fuck Twitter, fuck Instagram. I will not tweet or do anything to a person who essentially signs my paycheck, because at the end of the day, that who signs my paycheck, that's how I make my living. And you guys, we are not talking about fucking nobody. We're talking about the biggest company in the world, the biggest multimedia company in the world. I was like, why would you? It just doesn't make sense to me. It just does not make sense. It does not make sense to me. Like, why would she did what she did? Because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Your boss asks you not to do it. Hey, don't do it. You got a big show coming up. You got a big opportunity coming up. Why? Why risk your career? Why risk this opportunity? To me, it's disappointing. And look, and the topic of the conversation is that Gina Carano claimed that Disney has bullied her. You know what, Gina? I'm not gonna sit here and hold your hands. I'm not gonna sit here and like, hey, they didn't, because I don't know. But like I said previously, when I started off this segment, they probably did a lot more to a lot of other people. Okay, I am gonna say that I don't know it, but that's what I believe. But however, right now I am making this on YouTube. I am uploading this to YouTube. If YouTube comes to me and they're like, "Hey, Akrat, you need to take that down because that's inappropriate," do you know what I would do? I would take it down. That is it. There shouldn't be any kind of conversation, because what I just made, the claim that I just made, I don't know. It's just what I think. Am I right? Maybe. Am I wrong? Possibly. But I do believe that, like I said, that they have done. I believe that they have stepped on a few toes. They have step over a few individuals, maybe groups, or to get to where they are right now. You don't become a giant of your industry by being nice, essentially. That is essentially what I'm gonna say, especially in this in this industry. And as right now, you guys, if you guys don't know, Gina Carano, after her release from Disney, she has teamed up with Ben Shapiro, and they are starting a project together. What it is, I don't really have the full detail right now, but I know that it's gonna star her with Ben Shapiro, and she is going to be the producer actor, and it is gonna be greenlit, and it's gonna be financed by Ben Shapiro's company, Ben Shapiro's I want to say like multimedia, his digital company, which is the Daily Wire. I hate to say this, but that is a big drop. I mean, from Disney to Ben Shapiro, I really don't have an opinion on the guy. You know, he's very vocal. He speaks his mind as well. He's more aggressive than I am. And good luck. Good luck, I guess. I mean, damn. And Chida mentioned that about the cancel culture, of how she cannot be canceled. True. She cannot be canceled. But however, when it comes to opportunity, I believe that this was a massive opportunity that has slipped through her hands, and all that she needed to do was do what it was asked of her, and that is to, well, you know what, I'm not happy with that, because I like her as a person. I like her as a fighter. I kind of thought that she was doing really well before this situation. I thought that she was gonna be one of those fighters that got out of the fight game and make it big in Hollywood. And now I believe that this is her just taking a bit of a step back. Well, more than a bit of a step back, because I don't know what the future is gonna hold for her. It was gonna be bright. I mean, like I said, she was going to get her own show. I could only imagine how much money she has lost. I don't know her financial situation, and I don't know how much she's making with Ben Shapiro, but I'm sure that Disney look at these actors and actresses as their future investment, and for her to get her own show, I'm fairly certain that they are tossing a lot of money towards her way. So, but after that, well, that's gone. But then you must ask yourself, I ask myself, and to anyone that's watching this, one of the questions that you must ask yourself is it worth it? I don't know. To me, this is my opinion. To me, I am gonna have said no if I was in her situation. Like I previously mentioned, if my boss asks me, like, hey, stop doing this, I will stop. That's just it. It's just the fact that, like I said, I don't know about her financial situation. Like, I need money, and if I am expecting a show of my own, a lot of royalty, a lot of cash coming my way, yeah, man, this is not a difficult decision. I will do it. I would do 100%. But now I don't know what's gonna happen to her. Am I gonna keep watch? Well, sorry. Am I going to watch a new product? And am I going to watch a new show? Yes, 100%. Because I want to see what her and Ben Shapiro comes up with, and also on top of that, like I previously mentioned, I like to see what the future would hold for her. I am still going to follow her on Instagram. I am still going to follow her on Twitter. But I believe that this was preventable, that this shouldn't happen. However, here we are. It did not happen. So, yeah. And Disney bully Gina. I don't know if that's the case. There is 100% there is that possibility of that might have happened. So we'll see what happened. Like I said this, and I'm gonna say it again. Disney's the beast. They did not get here by chance, and they will be here when we're gone. Gina, good luck. I am still a fan. I will tune in to see what kind of project that you are coming up with next. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Well, how's it going, guys? So let's jump into our second topic of the conversation today, and that is the recently announced a matchup between Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder, and that is going to be taking place at UFC Las Vegas 20, February 27th, 2021, and that is going to be headlined by Yersinho Rosenstruck versus Cyril Gain for the but as the UFC heavyweight main event. Okay, let's take a quick look at their record here. We can start off with Angela Hill. Angela Hill, she is riding a 2-fight losing streak, and she is 3-2 within her last fight. She is 2-3 within her last fight. And for Ashley Yoder, she's just coming off a win versus Miranda Granger. Sorry about that. And she is also 3-2 within her last fight. And her loss was to, oh my goodness, Livia Sosa and Ronda Marcos. While Angela Hill, her last two consecutive loss, because she is riding a 2-fight losing streak. She lost to Michelle Watterson and Claudia Gadala. Okay, so am I excited about this fight? How could you not? I mean, I am a big fan of Angela Hill. It's just the fact that I like to watch active fighter, because at the end of the day, ladies, not just the ladies, but for the men as well, this is what they do. They get in there, they fight for our entertainment. And as you guys might know that just recently, Angela Hill, she has been trying to get a rematch versus Tecia Torres. And well, we know what happened there. That did not go well. That kind of fell through the crack. And the reason behind that is that Tecia Torres essentially turned down the fight. Well, it was not officially offered her as a contract, but to social media, to Twitter and Instagram, Tecia Torres, she essentially is like, no, you know what, I don't want to fight you because I have already beaten you and you are not ranked. So after that's being said, and this was last week, I believe it was last Wednesday, the 15th or the 16th of February. And as right now, this fight is going to be on the 27th, as I previously mentioned. This is a short notice fight because as right now, today is February 22nd. So both these ladies have less than 1 week. They got exactly 5 days to get themselves ready and get themselves organized and compete at UFC Las Vegas 20. So, you know what, like I said, am I excited? Yes. I always like to watch Angela Hill fight. I think she's a scrapper. I don't really know much about Ashley Yoder, but I'm just looking at her record right now. She is 3-4 overall in her UFC record, and she is 8-6 overall in her MMA fighting career. And for Angela Hill, her UFC record, let's have a quick count here. She's got a few fights because she's been very active the last forever. 7. Three, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, oh my goodness. Angela Hill, she is 7-9, which is less than 500. She's 7 win, 9 loss within her UFC career. I kind of thought that her record was a bit better than that, but that's okay. But however, Angela Hill, she's a scrapper. Sorry guys, I just woke up. She's a scrapper. She's one of those active fighter, and she is a company man or woman in this case. She doesn't like to say no. And this is another one of those situations where I believe that it's that she's got to win this one essentially. But after that's being said, I don't see the UFC cutting her from their roster. But a third consecutive loss for her, that would not look good. So yeah, that is a new addition. And Ashley Yoder, she's just on a 1-fight win streak, if you could even call that a win. And she last competed on UFC Fight Night as well, which is headlined by Felder versus Dos Anjos at November 14th, 2020. And for Angela, her last compete was at UFC Fight Night, which she headlined, versus Michelle Watterson at, I keep saying that, on September 12th, 2020. So these ladies, they have been competing in the last few months, and I'm looking at Angela Hill's record. She competed 4 times in 2020, and she is 2-2 within that stretch. Wow, that is unbelievable. And also in 2019, she competed 4 times as well. Holy smoke, she's been very active lately. And for Ashley, she competed twice in 2020 with a record of 1-1 in 2020, and also with a record of 1-1 in 2019. Okay. So that is a quick fight announcement by the UFC for their UFC Fight Night. And yeah. Okay. Okay guys, one of the things that I like to do is I like to make fighter prediction and fighter pick. So I am going to do that right now. If you guys have been listening, I am picking Angela Hill for this one right here. Actually, I don't have anything against you, but I do have favorite fighters. I do have fighters that I do like to watch, and Angela Hill's one of them. And I do not want her to lose her 3rd consecutive fight. I realized that her previous 2 losses was very close, and her previous 2 losses was to the UFC top 5 and 10 fighters in Michelle Watterson and Claudia Gadala. So this pick is it's a 1. I want her to win. I don't know if she's going to. I want her to win. You know what guys, she's a scrapper, and I don't want to see her lose. And I could also see 2021, just like 2019 and 2020, of her being a very active year as well. And this is only February. I could also see her going on this year and have another 4-fight year. And I want her to have a net positive instead of a net 500, as she did within 2020 and 2019. If she does have 3 fights in 2021, which I am hoping that she will, I want her to at least have a record of 3-1 record. So yeah. So that is my quick thought on the new addition to UFC Las Vegas 20. I said Angela. Sorry, Ashley. Nothing against you, but I do have my favorite. And how I think this fight will go. Okay, let's head back to the records here. And just Angela Hill, she mostly got a decision. Her last finish was at January 25th, 2020 is with a TKO versus Hannah Cipher, and that was in round 2, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. While Ashley Yoder, she's been all decision within her UFC career, and her previous win was at, like I just mentioned, November 14, 2020, and that was Miranda Graner. Oh my goodness, sorry Miranda, I just butchered your name there. And that was a 3-round fight. So I don't see it, you know what, it is what it is. I don't see this fight ending in a finish. I am gonna call a unanimous decision for Angela Hill versus Ashley Yoder. Okay guys, so that is my quick thought about this fight coming up, and let's move on to our next topic of conversation. And before you go, tell me what you think about this fight that just has been recently added, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Tell me what you think, because I would love to hear from you. I'm gonna have a quick drink. This is my favorite drink, Crush. I don't know who makes this, but it's my favorite drink right now, Crush Cream Soda. I believe it is a Pepsi product. Yeah. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to the next topic of the conversation. Alright, so after that, let's jump into our third topic of the conversation today, which is what's next? What's next for Derrick Lewis? You guys, after watching the fight this Saturday, I would like to say both surprised and impressed at the same time. It's just the fact that if you guys seen my spotlight, which is the segment that I pick and highlight the upcoming fights and upcoming events coming up, and you would know that the person I picked to win that fight was not Derrick Lewis, was Curtis Blades. So, well, we know how that went. It did not go well for Curtis Blade, unfortunately, because, well, he got knocked the fuck out. And like I mentioned previously on this video, is that with that fight that just concluded at February 20th, that was the second to last fight in his UFC contract. So that means the next fight that's coming up for Derrick Lewis, that will be his last fight, his last remaining fight within the UFC contract. And he did mention that he would like to stay within the UFC family. He does not want to, well, he does not want to get released, essentially. He does not want to get released, which, you guys, I can't blame him. Could you really blame the guy? Absolutely not. So yeah, that was a big win for him. So let's get back to the original question, and that is, who should Derrick Lewis fight next for his final fight with the UFC current contract? Okay, so I am looking at the UFC stats right now and the UFC ranking, and as right now there are 3 names that come to my mind, and those 3 names are, it's in the following order. Number 1 is Junior Dos Santos. As right now, Junior Dos Santos, he is riding a 3-fight losing streak, and he's sitting at number 8 right now. And you guys might wonder why. Why should I pick him as my first opponent, as my first option for Derrick Lewis final fight within his UFC contract? Okay, so here is my reason. You guys might want to call me a hater. You guys might want to call me, well, whatever you want to call me. But essentially, I believe that this is a good fight for both these guys. Number 1, let's just imagine that Derrick Lewis beat Junior Dos Santos, and that would give him 6 fights in a row, and he should be the next title challenger to take on the winner of Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic, I realized that the UFC might have a different plan, considering John Jones and Dana White and the UFC. And at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is that John Jones, he might be a bit of a bigger name to UFC, but that is debatable, because it's when it comes to UFC heavyweight division, Derrick Lewis he's up there. When it comes to draws, I believe that he is. When it comes to popularity, he is top 5 without a doubt, and that's why I believe that Derrick Lewis should fight Junior Dos Santos next, because the odds of him winning this fight, I say about 7%. Oh, sorry, 70%. That means I believe that he could beat Junior Dos Santos 7 out of 10 times. And also, but however, on the flip side, I also believe that Junior Dos Santos, he could beat Derrick Lewis as well. I am just saying that because I am a fight fan. I am a fan of the old guard, and I have been following his career for a very long time, since the day when he fought Nogueira, since the day, did he fight Nogueira? I think he did, but regardless, since the day that he made a big splash within the UFC, it was him versus Cain Velasquez as the main event for UFC on Fox when UFC transitioned to national TV. And also, if this is a big if as of this moment, if I give Derrick Lewis 7 out of 10 to beat Junior Dos Santos, and on the flip side, I'm going to give Dos Santos 3 out of 10, which that means he will beat him 3 out of 10 times, which give him 30%. And if he could beat Derrick Lewis, as of right now, Derrick Lewis is ranked number 2, just right behind Francis Ngannou, and he also one spot above Curtis Blade, which is the man that he just beat. And if Junior Dos Santos could beat him, that is a big if, but the possible is there. I could see him propel himself up in the UFC heavyweight division. So that is my first pick, and my number 2 pick is Alexander Volkov. And Alexander Volkov right now, he is riding. Sorry guys, I'm on the wrong page here. Alexander Volkov, he just faced Alistair Overeem, and you guys know what happened there. He destroyed him. I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did not see that coming. I was hoping for Alexander to win. Sorry, Alistair to win. It's just the fact that I believe that the run that Alistair was on, that is potentially being his last run in the UFC heavyweight division. Because man, he's getting old, and I was rooting for him. I mentioned this multiple times before. He was the former Strikeforce champion, K1 champion, Dream champion. Essentially, Alistair, he was a champion in every division that he was. Sorry, every promotion that he was in. So I was hoping for Alistair to beat Alexander, but that's not the case. He lost around 2 minutes 6 seconds at UFC Fight Night, which he headlined against Alexander. So after that's being said, I'm looking at Alexander Volkov UFC fight record. He is 3-2 within his last 5, but however, he is 9-2 within his last 9. That is an impressive record, and the only 2 men that he has lost to are the two individuals that are ahead of him right now, which is Curtis Blades and Derrick Lewis. And as right now, I'm looking at the UFC ranking. Alexander Volkov, he's sitting at number 6, which is right behind Cyril Gane, Justin Holt Rosenstruck, Curtis Blade, and Derrick Lewis. And you might be asking, like, why do I want to see Alexander Volkov versus Derrick Lewis? Well, both of these guys are on a bit of a win streak. Derrick Lewis is more than Alexander Volkov, and the three gentlemen that are ahead of Alexander Volkov right now are Curtis Lewis, which Curtis Blade, which Derrick Lewis just beat, and Cyril Gane and Jason Rosenstruck. These guys are fighting each other next week at UFC Las Vegas 20, which take place in Las Vegas February 27th, which is right now, it is February 27th, so that is 5 days away. And also, Derrick Lewis just fought last Saturday, the 20th. So I believe that Derrick Lewis should take a bit of time off, recuperate, give himself a bit of time, and also Volkov just competed at, he competed on February 6th, which is 2 weeks ago. So let's give both these guys a bit of time off, and they both just come off a win. And like I just said, both these guys are on a bit of a winning streak, and they just competed nearly at the same amount of time. So with the proper fight cam, the proper rest time, I would love to see these two guys fight. I believe that these two guys will be a good matchup. A good matchup for both the division, to see where they will sit and ranked, and also if this is Derrick Lewis' potential last fight within his contract, which is state that it is within his pre-fight. I think that's gonna be a good fight, and if you beat him, I don't see the UFC denying Derrick Lewis the next shot at the UFC heavyweight title. But you know, John Jones is an X factor in that situation. I keep bringing that up because it's one of the situations that it cannot be ignored. And Alexander Volkov is my number 2 pick, and my 3rd pick is right here, Alistair Overeem. Well, you know, okay, so this pick right here is just for a biased reason, and that is, I just want to see these two guys fight. There's nothing more to it than that. I honestly just want to see these two guys fight. These two guys are massive striker. Alistair Overeem, like I just mentioned previously, he has won every title in every promotion that he has competed in. But as of right now, I realize that he may be at the tail end of his career, and all of the shots that he took throughout the years, it is adding up on him. But however, man, I still want to see these guys fight. I'm looking at Alistair Overeem's record right now. He is 47-19 with 1 no contest. That is 67 fight within his whole career. And his last fight that he just lost to Alexander Volkov, that's only 1 fight. A 1 losing fight. It's not a losing streak. And before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak. Then he lost 1 to Rosenstruck, and then he was on a 2-fight losing streak as well. So before this last loss, which he just lost at a UFC fight night, which he was 1/2 of the headliner on February 6th, he was 4-1, a 4-win, 1 loss within the last 5 fights, not including the last one. That doesn't look too bad. But however, like I just mentioned, he has competed 67 times in combat sport. That's a lot. And with that 67 times, like I said, 47-19 and 1 no contest, you might think that if the UFC does make this fight for Derrick Lewis, it just might be tossing him to the wolf, and in this case, Derrick Lewis is the wolf, or you come the beast in this matchup. Do I believe that Alistair Overeem could beat him? Yes, absolutely, 100%. How often? Out of 10? I am going to say 2. 2 of the 10 times that I can see Alistair Overeem beating Derrick Lewis right now, but the craziest thing have happened. And on the flip side, I can see Derrick Lewis beating Alistair Overeem 8 out of 10 times, which is 80%, which is extremely high. I am hoping that I am wrong in that situation. It's just the fact that, well, MMA math, it doesn't usually add up. But you know what? You cannot deny Derrick Lewis. He is on such a big winning streak right now. He's such on a big winning streak right now, and I am a fan of all those guys that I just mentioned. Because of them right now, they are making the UFC heavyweight division a fun and exciting division. And like I said, and like I did mention previously, I believe that at any given day, these guys have the power to back themselves up, that can knock each other out if it's connect correctly, if it's like on point, that any of these guys can knock any single one of these guys out. Perfect example, Derrick Lewis at the fight that he just fought versus Curtis Blade. Going to that fight, Derrick Lewis was plus 300, and he finished him. He finished Curtis Blade in round 2. Oh my goodness, this guy is the beast for a reason. He is he's winning me over as a fan, as one of those guys that I like to watch to compete. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I did not like to watch him compete before, but that win on this past Saturday, it really, in my opinion, it really put him within that next level, and that next level is one step closer to the UFC heavyweight title shot, which he has previously fought for, but Howard, that was short notice fight as well, against one of the UFC great in Daniel Cormier. So so I'm looking forward to this. I am looking forward to his next fight, regardless of who it may be. But Howard, those are my 3 picks in that order: Junior Dos Santos, Alexander Volkov, and finally Alistair Overeem for his final fight within his UFC contract. Alright guys, so let's head on to our next topic of the conversation, and that is the UFC lightweight division. Dana, UFC, what's going on, man? What is the holdup? I mean, I realize that you guys are waiting for a big fight, a big payday, adding some dollar signs to the business bottom line. But you know what? Like, come on, man. Stop waiting for Khabib. I mean, he's been saying this multiple times, that he has no intention to come back. That he's retired. He wants to take some time off. I don't understand why. Well, I understand, which is the money. Essentially, these guys are just trying to make money. You know what? I believe that Dana White and UFC should back off Khabib just for a bit, give him some time to breathe, instead of just, hey, come back, fight Conor. There are more fighters in the UFC lightweight than Conor. Like this guy right here, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, he's been a beast. He's been competing for a very long time. He's a former champion from Bellator. He's a multi-champion. And then you have Justin Gaethje. He's riding a massive fight streak as well, until he run to, of course, as we know, Khabib, which is Khabib's been beating everybody. And then we have Dustin Poirier, which he's lost in the last who knows how long, is to Khabib as well. And on top of that, Charles Oliveira. That guy's he's been on a tear. He's on like an 8-fight win streak. And this guy right here, of what we're looking at right now, he cannot get a title shot? Come on, man. I realized that Conor McGregor, he is the biggest name in sports, and I'm gonna say mixed martial arts. Not in sport, because there are a lot of guys that are bigger than him when it comes to popularity. But when it comes to mixed martial arts, when it comes to fighting, Conor McGregor, he is 100% the top of the food chain. And when there's a Conor McGregor pay-per-view, It sells. Essentially, it sells because people would like to see Conor McGregor fight and compete. I realize that he have a lot of haters and he does have a lot of support as well, but that is what is fun about this. It's just the fact that he is drawing from both sides, from the people that hates him, and also from the people that loves him, and that's what makes Conor like the person he is, the fighter that he is. But let's just get back to the original discussion here, the UFC lightweight division. Let's take Khabib out of the equation, okay? And also the other person that I would like to take out the equation is that Conor McGregor. But you guys, Conor McGregor will never be out of the UFC title conversation because, well, he's Conor McGregor. Essentially, it is what it is. He's Conor McGregor. Despite the fact of a record of 1-2 in lightweight, he will always be in the conversation of the UFC title fight. I mean, his one win was a big one, and that was against Eddie Alvarez to make him the UFC first ever two-division simultaneous champion, and that really propel him to the Floyd Mayweather fight, and that really propelled him to like the next level of stardom. So Conor McGregor with the UFC lightweight, he's not going anywhere. Well, not anytime soon. I realize that age, Father Time will catch up to all of us. And right now, despite his loss, he just lost to Dustin Poirier. There are multiple conversations of Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor for the third time. Because as for now, these two guys, these two fighters, they are sitting at 1-1, and the conversation is that the next fight, the third fight, to snap the rubber match, there might be a title online, and that is the UFC lightweight title. Holy smokes! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? As of right now, in my personal opinion, the two men that should be competing for the vacant title, which is vacant by Khabib Nurmagomedov, and those two guys are Dustin Poirier versus Charles Oliveira. That's it. I mean, Dustin Poirier, the last person that he lost to was the former undisputed champion. There's no shame in that. And he has previously fought Justin Gaethje, which a match that he won. And you know what, guys? I have to go with Dustin Poirier with this one right here. It's just the fact that I also believe that Michael Chandler, he has not earned his keep within the UFC. And I like Michael Chandler as a fighter, but also I also believe that Charles Oliveira, he's been in the UFC for that much longer. When it comes to earning, when it comes to a person that has put in his time within the UFC, within the octagon, I would like to see the two fighters that I just mentioned, and that is Charles versus Dustin. But however, on a flip side, on the other side, Dustin Poirier, he did mention that he believed that he is the champ right now, which I am not even going to argue against that. I believe as right now in the UFC lightweight division, Dustin Poirier, he is the champ, and the number one contender to his title, it should be Charles Oliveira. Number 2, Dustin Poirier, and number 3 is Justin Gaethje. But however, Dustin Poirier, he is at that level. He's at that next stage of his level where the UFC title, it means a lot to him, but it doesn't mean as much as it used to. And this is the reason why I say that. He did mention that if he have the option of picking between fighting for the UFC title or fighting Conor McGregor for the third time, he will pick the Conor McGregor fight. And money, essentially the financial incentive. And you guys, I cannot blame him for that. Like who could possibly blame him for that? For choosing to fight Conor McGregor the third time, and within his second fight, the fight that he just fought, you know what? He made that look easy. He made that look easy, and it seems like the additional mass that Dustin Poirier added to his frame, Conor McGregor's shot did not affect him like it did when he competed at featherweight, and I realized that that is many years ago, and that's a two different division. The frame of Dustin, of how he looks right now compared to who he did back then, he looks thick. He had on, like, this is just an eye test. It seems like he had on an additional like 20 to 25 pounds to give him the advantage at the lightweight division, and I don't know how he cut to that, to the featherweight like he did before, like the guy's jack right now. Yeah, so that is my thought on the UFC lightweight division. I mean, I'm gonna say this again. I believe that Dustin Poirier is the champ without the belt, and there's only two possible fights for him next. Is that Conor McGregor for the money, Charles Oliveira for the undisputed title because Khabib is retired, and in a dream scenario, this is my dream scenario, is that if they can make Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor number 3 and make that for the lightweight title. Could you just imagine? In that situation, I believe that Dustin Poirier would have the best of both worlds. Make that the main event, and in the co-main event, make Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler as the co-main event, and have Charles Oliveira as a backup fighter, just in case one of the fighter in the main event drop out. Let's say if doesn't drop out, Charles will step in, Conor step out, drop out, Oliveira will step in, and it's just the fact that I realized that Charles, he said he does not want to compete into UFC Octagon again unless it's for the title. And if you can make him a backup fighter on a Conor McGregor's card, and you know what, anyone that is a backup fighter in a Conor McGregor card, in a Conor McGregor's card, they will be taken care of financially. And at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, these guys, they are prize fighter, and I'm pretty sure that the UFC will give Charles a nice amount of money, a nice incentive, because that's what they did with Derrick Lewis. When Derrick Lewis stepped in on a short notice fight to fight against Daniel Cormier, I believe for that fight, for a disclosed purse for that fight, I believe that the UFC gave Derrick Lewis $500,000, and that just to show he did not receive any win bonus because, well, he didn't win, but I'm fairly certain that he also got a bit of a kickback at the end as well, and the UFC has been known to do that. I'm going to use my example that I am going to use is that Daniel Cormier, he was on DC and Helwani, was on one of the episodes that is that he did mention when he fought John Jones for the second time, I believe he made $500,000, but in his previous fight when he fought for the UFC light heavyweight title for the second time versus, don't quote me on this, I believe Alexander, no, it's okay, well, regardless, it's his second fight, or it's when John Jones got stripped and he's fought Alexander Gustafsson. I believe that's who he fought, Alexander Gustafsson, and he fought him and he won. and he said that if the UFC gave him his fight salary and what was disclosed, and also an additional amount to bring up his total amount for the fight night to $1 million. And then when he fought and lost to John Jones, he also mentioned that the UFC gave him an additional money that will bring up his total pay for that fight to a flat of $1 million. So yeah, so that's what happened with Daniel Cormier. I realized that Daniel, he is a businessman, he is a company man, but I don't see why the UFC cannot do that with the rest of the roster as well. And if Charles steps up, I can see them asking the UFC give Charles a good amount of money to be a backup fighter. And at the end of the day, I think that is just gonna be a fun fight regardless of who wins. But I am really biased in this situation. I am gonna pick Dustin if they fought again for the third time, and I am gonna pick Charles Oliveira if one of the two main event fighters does drop out. If it's Charles versus Dustin, I'm picking Charles. If Charles versus Connor, I'm picking Charles, because I believe that he is the second best fighter in UFC lightweight right now, lightweight division, excluding Khabib, because he is retired. Number one, this is my opinion. Number one is Dustin Poirier. Number two, Charles. Number three, Michael Chandler. Number four, Justin Gaethje, and number five is Tony Ferguson, and Conor McGregor is number six. He's just right below the number six. Okay, so that is, after that, I'm gonna bring an end to this conversation of the UFC lightweight. I just told you guys who I would like to see fight next and compete next. And you guys, once again, if you have not, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah. Alright, so let's move on to our last topic of the conversation for today. And that is Ben Askren. Where you at, buddy? I mean, you have a fight coming up. And your opponent, he's been making a lot of noise in the MMA world. He's been posting all the stuff that he's been training, and he's been talking a lot of smack, and you have been very silent. What's going on, Ben? I would love to hear from you. I'm not trying to be a hater, I'm just trying to be a fighter. I'm not. And if you guys know that I am picking against Ben Askren for his fight coming up versus Jake Paul. Because, well, it is a boxing match. It's not a mixed martial arts. There's no wrestling, there's no takedown, there's no jiu-jitsu, and it's just a pure stand-up. But I can see a chance of him winning. Ben Askren, he's not known for his wrestling, and I realized that he is getting older. He's 36 right now, and his opponent Jake Paul, he is 24. So Jake Paul is coming into his prime. Ben Askren is coming to a bit of a tail end, and he also just got a hip surgery, I believe. But Ben, man, where are you? I would love to hear from you. Post something. I follow you on Instagram and Twitter, but I just want to be entertained. Ben, what's going on, man? Where you at? Where have you been hiding? Who are you practicing with? Who are you getting prepared with to face your next fight? And this is, like I said, it is gonna be a fight. I am looking forward to it. I realized that you could call me casual, which is whatever. That's what I am. I am a casual hardcore. I am right between. I don't follow or stalk these guys, but I like to be entertained to the form of fighting, the form of mixed martial arts, but also not just that. I like to watch the lead up into the fight as well. And leading up to his fight with Jake Paul, that's just me. I'm just double check when that is. I believe it's April 17th. Oh, So it's been released that this is new for me. Jake Paul and Ben Askren will be take place in New York. That's new. Oh, sorry, it's comes with a question mark. Trick me, these guys. Well, what the heck? Whatever. I believe that their fight is on April 17th. I'm not even going to do that much research into it. But yeah, April 17th, Ben, it's around the corner. What's going on, man? What are you up to? Let us know. We would love to hear from you. Not just me, not just the fan, but I am also sure that your opponent, Jake Paul, would like to hear from you as well. He would like to know that you've been training. But on the flip side, I don't think he would like you to train because he wants an easy fight, which I cannot blame him. I would like an easy fight too. And I realized that you were on Errol Hawani's show saying that this is the biggest fight purse in your career. How much is that? Could you let us know? I would like to know. I mean, he and Jake Paul did offer Conor McGregor $50 million. And after Conor McGregor's loss, he did offer 10,000 in cash. In cash, money talks, man. So Ben, where you at, Ben? Yeah. Okay. So guys, that is my quick thought on Ben Askren. I don't know where he is. I don't know who he's been training with. I would love to hear from him. So yeah. And I am looking forward to the fight. Like I just previously mentioned, I believe that Ben Askren is gonna lose because of his age, because of his surgery, and Jake Paul, he's too young and he's coming into his prime. And Jake Paul is not a it's not a person that's just off the street. It's not his first rodeo. So yeah, Ben, hopefully you are preparing well. I'm looking to the fight between you and Jake Paul. Take care. Okay. So you guys, that is my quick thought that I just mentioned on the two fighters. Okay guys, so that is that. That is it for today. So thank you for joining me. Like I said, I will do this every Monday to Friday in the morning. And I would love to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. And yeah, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me who your picks are. Take care, be safe, have fun, stay healthy, and I will see you tomorrow.